Imagine a world where the speed limits on our roads are dictated not by safety, but by how fast drivers choose to go. Sounds absurd, right? But that's exactly how speed limits have been set for decades, thanks to a decades-old rule that's now under intense scrutiny. And this is the part most people miss. The very system meant to ensure safety might actually be contributing to more accidents and fatalities. Take the story of Rose Hammond, an 85-year-old resident of Northwest Ohio. For years, she's been pleading with local officials to lower the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit on a two-lane road that cuts through her assisted living community, a church, 2 schools, and a bustling park filled with children playing sports. Her frustration boiled over when she bluntly asked officials, "What are you waiting for? Somebody to get killed?" Her plea finally gained traction in March when Sylvania Township asked county engineers to reassess the speed limit on Mitchell Road. The result? The current limit is technically too low by 5 miles per hour, according to the long-standing 85% rule, a guideline that's been shaping speed limits since the 1930s and 1940s. But here's where it gets controversial. The 85% rule, which sets speed limits based on the speed of the 15th fastest driver out of every 100, is rooted in outdated research from rural roads of the past. Today, it's still the dominant method for determining speed limits across the U.S., even in bustling urban areas. Critics argue that this approach creates a dangerous feedback loop. Drivers' speed limits are raised to match, and the cycle continues. Jenny O'Connell, from the National Association of City Transportation Officials, puts it bluntly. People speed, and then the speed limits will be ratcheted up to match that speed. In response, some states, with a nudge from the federal government, are rethinking this approach. The Federal Highway Administration recently clarified that the 85% rule isn't an official mandate and shouldn't hold as much weight as it does. Instead, communities should consider factors like pedestrian risk, road usage, and crash frequency. For instance, Madison, Wisconsin, lowered speed limits on residential streets from 25 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour under its 20 is Plenty campaign. Seattle saw a 7% drop in the 85th percentile speed and fewer serious injury crashes after a similar pilot program. But not everyone agrees. Advocates for drivers, like Jay Bieber of the National Motorists Association, argue that the 85% rule minimizes speed variance, making roads safer. It doesn't really matter what number you put on a sign, Bieber says. The average driver drives the nature of the roadway. He believes it's unfair to build roads that encourage higher speeds and then penalize drivers for following the road's design. Meanwhile, states like California are slowly moving away from strict adherence to the 85% rule, allowing local governments to lower limits for safety reasons. Yet, pedestrian and cyclist advocates say it's not enough. Kendra Ramsey of the California Bicycle Coalition notes, "We still have a long way to go in putting value on all road users." And here's a thought-provoking question. As speed limits continue to climb, with some states now allowing 80 miles per hour or even 85 miles per hour on certain highways, are we prioritizing speed over safety? A 2019 study found that every 5 miles per hour increase in speed limits raises the fatality risk by 8.5% on interstates. So what's more important, getting to your destination faster or ensuring everyone gets there alive? What do you think? Is the 85% rule outdated, or is it still the best way to set speed limits? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's spark a conversation that could shape the future of road safety.